Hello guys and welcome to my channel. This is of course Kaushik, and I have already done some videos for you previously, as you would have seen, and those were mainly focused on cloud, Azure. Uh, so I usually try to take up subjects which are pretty complicated, and I have a knack of explaining them in a way that looks like pretty simple and natural to most of the people. So one of the things that I recently planned to take up in my channel is client-side coding. Okay, so that's what I am calling it, client-side coding. So when I talk about client-side coding, what exactly am I talking about? Okay, so next let me say that definitely I'm talking about single page applications. Okay, so single page applications have a lot of patterns and a lot of different constructs that they use, and we need to know a lot of basic fundamental things very clearly, and the fundamentals of JavaScript, so to say, should be very clear in order to create single page applications and single page experiences properly. So what I plan to do is I'm going to do a series uh, which will which will visit step by step the different aspects of first JavaScript, and then of course some of the nitty gritties of JavaScript, and then we'll go on to RxJS. That's exactly something which I'm fond of, and I want to show some of those things. Okay, so the first thing that I will start is that this video is not where I'll actually go into those topics, but this is just an introduction. So this is my plan, right? So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is, of course, Node.js. Okay, because if you most of you people have seen JavaScript being executed in a browser, right, where actually you embed JavaScript as a script inside your HTML, and then HTML, of course, is something that's a first class citizen of browsers, right? So when you open your browser, your HTML runs, and then your HTML invokes the JavaScripts which are there. So that's usually how most people have seen, but then like we have not seen JavaScript being executed from executed from command prompt. Okay, and that's exactly what Node.js allows us to do. Node.js gives us a basic JavaScript execution runtime. Okay, so we'll see that first. Next, what we will look at is we look on to prototypes and functions in JavaScript. Okay, so next we'll look at something which is very important, is that variables, classes. Okay, and then next what we will look at is going to be closures. Okay, closures play a very vital role in JavaScript coding. So and when we talk about single page applications, especially if we talk about Angular, all it boils down to is JavaScript at the end of the day. So we work with TypeScript, which is nothing but a ES 5 or ES 6 standard language. But then at the end of the day, when it compiles, it's a bits of JavaScript at the end of the day. Okay, so we need to understand these JavaScript fundamentals very clearly. So closures, and then we'll talk about high order functions, high order functions, and then we'll talk about callbacks. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Callbacks, and then we're going to talk about, yeah, you got that right. So that's going to be asynchronous functions set timeout. That's an example. Okay, and then next we're going to talk about promises, which is exactly where I'm going to come to. Okay, so promises and how promises will how they replace callbacks. And one important thing I'm going to talk about is here the event loop. Okay, and then next I'm going to talk about async and await. And then next we're going to talk about, of course, RxJS observables. Okay, so those are the things that we are going to talk about essentially. Okay, we are definitely going to talk about some additional things here and there, but mostly this is going to be our plan in subsequent videos. Okay, so please stay tuned, and this is going to be real fun as well as very serious matter that we're going to talk about. Okay, so thanks a lot, and keep watching. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you.